Sharing is caring is one of the first lessons we learned as humans, accompanied by the golden rule, which is treat others the way you want to be treated. The premise of sharing is caring is to not be greedy and to not be selfish. But I'm here to tell you that you can be selfish and that you should be selfish. Disclaimer! I'm not saying that if I have 1,000 berries and you have none, that I'm not going to give you any fucking berries. I'm more talking about being selfish with your energy, with yourself, and with your worth. Let's get into it, babes. If you don't mean selfish like that, then what do you mean, Annaje? I am very happy to explain with a couple of examples. Let's say you've been working all week. You are tired, you are drained, and you feel like offing yourself because you feel like your life is gonna amount to nothing, and you are in a depressive episode, and you don't feel like seeing anybody, and you don't feel like going out, and you don't feel like anything. It's your weekend, it's your days off, and you want to spend it by yourself. As you should. Do what you want with your time. Do what you want with your time. Your friends hit you up. Hey babe, me and everybody, we're gonna go out and do blank, blank, and blank, and we would love for you to be there. We haven't seen you in a while. You're contemplating, should I go out? Yeah, I haven't seen anybody. And you tell them, I would love to see you guys. I'm just so tired and drained, and I hope I can see you a different time. They're gonna respond one of two ways. Oh, of course, I know you've been busy, I know you've been working, I know you're tired, and you probably want some time for yourself. Take as much time as you need. Let us know when you want to hang out. We're gonna miss you over here. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good time. The second option might sound something like this. And this isn't your fault. We haven't seen you though. I feel like you keep bailing on us and you don't want to hang out with us. What, like, is there something wrong? I thought we were friends, but whatever. Have a good night, I guess. Now, what was wrong with that second phone call? I'll tell you, everything. There's no understanding. There's no trying to understand. It's not your fault. In this moment, you are being selfish, but for the right reasons. You need time to rest. You are prioritizing your time, and you know that it has nothing to do with anybody else around you. You just want to relax. You just want a break. You just want time for yourself. You just want to recharge. If you have to deal with people that are making it hard for you to be selfish, aka love yourself in your time of need. If your friends are giving you a hard time, they shouldn't be your friends and they need to do some self-evaluation. Are you kidding me? You're busy, you're tired, you need time to relax. And if you're watching this, you're like, my time relaxing is with my friends, period. The people around you should be very, very understanding and should accept the fact that you want to take time for yourself. So to define selfishness in my terms for this video, it's taking time for yourself. It's knowing how to say no. It's knowing that you need time to relax. You need time to be by yourself. You need time to just exist alone. Being alone is okay. Being alone is good. Being alone is necessary. You have to be alone to think. You have to be alone to grow. You have to be alone to understand things. You know what I'm saying? I really want to destigmatize the way selfish is used because selfish and greedy are not the same thing. They can be used in the same context, I believe that, but you can be selfish and very generous at the same time. But you should be selfish with your energy. You need to know when to be selfish and when not to be selfish. For example, if your friend lost a loved one, that's not really the time to be selfish. You know what I mean? Like, there's a time and place, obviously, for everything. But I'm here to tell you that when it's just kind of casual, when it's just kind of cash, I love saying cash, by the way. And I heard Trisha Paytas say it the other day, and I was like, yes, bitch, I say that too. I love saying cash. It's so fun and stupid. Anyway, it's like a casual thing, and you just need time to relax and be selfish, babe. Again, know how to say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't feel comfortable. I don't blah, 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 blah. Another way you can be selfish is taking yourself out of situations that make you feel uncomfy, that make you feel gross, that make you feel unwanted, that make you feel unseen, unheard, and unwanted, and unloved, and on this and that. Know when to leave. Know when to remove yourself out of situations that are not serving you. For example, if you're hanging out with a lot of people and you feel great and you usually hang out with these people, but maybe one, maybe two, maybe a couple people are just not fucking with you. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I don't know about you, but I'm very good at reading someone's energy. And honestly, it shouldn't be that hard. Like, take a sign, you know what I mean? Be smart. And it borderlines overthinking. It really borderlines overthinking, but you just have to trust yourself. You know, if you're in a situation where you really don't feel wanted, you're able to just exit. You're able to leave. I'll give you an example. My friend called me the other day while I was out and I was near her, and she was like, hey, can you come pick me up? These people that I'm hanging out with, I want to go into the bathroom and cry. And I'm like, girlie, I will come and pick you up. Of course I will come and pick you up. Oh my God, what the hell? She was explaining to me that these people were just like talking amongst each other, not including her in conversations, kind of just like doing when she was talking. And that's not fun. That's not a fun thing to be around. So she did the selfish thing, which is good. She did the selfish thing of removing herself out of that situation, and she had an overall better night because she left. If she were to stay in that situation where she didn't feel good, if she didn't reserve her energy, if she didn't be selfish, she would have had a much worse night. I believe that. She believes that. We believe that. Learning how to be selfish corresponds with you growing as a person. Your mental, your mindset, everything like that. Once you know your worth and once you start doing stuff for yourself, you become more selfish. Being selfish isn't something easy to do, especially with the stigma around it. As somebody that was a people pleaser, is a people pleaser, I'm a people pleaser in a way where it's like, the thing is, like, I'm not a people pleaser. I just have like common courtesy. Like, I don't want to call myself a people pleaser anymore. My two different friends describe me in a similar way, and I want to share it because I take very pride in this, and it's because I'm selfish. So I want you to hear me out, okay? My friend told me she was at a restaurant and they were expensive ass restaurant. She was just with her friend, and all they were doing was getting like cute little fun little drinks. Okay, they weren't gonna eat there. The lady comes up to them and she's like, oh, are you gonna eat any food? Mind you that the menu, the entrees were like $26. In this economy, you want me to eat here? I would have said, no, thank you. I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. She ended up ordering because she couldn't say no. She couldn't stand up for herself. I know that's a very specific example, but she told me if you were there, you would have said, no, thank you. We're good with the drinks. I'm okay. I know what I want. And I know it's more of a sticking up for yourself, but I find that of a form of just self-respect and just like being able to stick up for yourself and be selfish. Cause it's like, I'm being selfish for me. I'm not gonna pay for food that I don't want. Like, I'm not gonna do something I don't want. That's another thing of being selfish. You're not gonna do anything that you don't want to do. Don't do anything you don't want to do. You don't have to. I've reset the scene to make everything look more proportional and the lighting, so there's no shadow, but there's still a shadow. Whatever. Listen. Friend number 2, and I love this lens. It's one of my favorite lenses to shoot with, like photo shoots. It's a wide lens, and look how big my fingers look when they're up here. Anyway, I'm in a good mood. I haven't really been in a good mood. I don't know why. I've been spending a lot of time sitting in my bed on my phone on TikTok doing nothing, and I have a lot of stuff I want to work towards. And yeah, I want to be real honest with you. As somebody that is preaching stuff, I would just want you to know that being selfish means you're doing everything that you can for yourself for your higher good, and that's just a reminder I needed to hear as of late. So yeah, I want to keep it honest already. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, friend number 2 told me, okay, this is a whole like thing when I was hanging out with them, so I'll tell you what they said after, but like we'll start with what I did that was, I guess, selfish, because it kind of relates to what they end up saying. But I had a plan to go to like In-N-Out with my friends. I pick up one of my friends and we're waiting for them for like an hour. My biggest pet peeve is when someone's late. Here's why. Brief intermission. I really don't like when people are very late. If you're like 10-15 minutes late, I understand, whatever. But if you're so late, it's really annoying because that cuts in my time. This is my time that you're wasting now. This is my time. It's just a big pet peeve. I really don't like when people are late. It really pisses me the fuck off. Anyway, so my friends are an hour late. They end up showing, and we're in my car. We have not eaten. We're hungry. We're waiting. And they're here and they get there and they had already ordered. They're already inside and they already ordered. That pissed me off. That pissed me and my friend off. And I love my friends so much and I haven't seen them in a while. So I was like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? And we hugged and everything. And I went, now that that's out of the way, why the hell aren't you telling us that you're here and that you're ordering before us when we're still in the car waiting for you? 1 second. Okay, because I know how this sounds. Oh, you're one of those people. Listen up. Listen up. And this is what I mean people pleaser, because it's like, hold on 1 second. I need to explain. Not that I need to explain myself, but I want to explain myself here. Okay, if you do something that I don't like, I'm not going to be like, you did this, you did that. No. This is a special case scenario. We're waiting for an hour and they already ordered ahead of us and they didn't tell us that they were there. I have a right to be mad. I have a right to be mad. And I'm not telling you to be mad about everything that ever happens. No, but I am telling you to communicate your feelings so they don't do that stuff again. And I told them that. I'm like, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. Next time, if this happens, just please, like, think about us. And they're like, yeah, we're sorry, I understand. And I was like, okay, period. Don't let shit slide is my, like, the premise of this is like, don't be too understanding. That coincides with being a people pleaser. Like, it's okay to say something, you know, when you're getting treated away. Because me and my friend were mad. Both of us were mad. And I was like, I'm gonna say something. He's like, please do. Like, it's communicating instead of bottling it up to be like, I can't believe they did this, and that. That is never healthy. So like, being selfish is being able to express the way that you feel with the people that you care about, and they should be understanding. It is not pointing out everything somebody does. That's not okay. That is not okay. There's a difference, there's a line. It depends on the situation. And I really hope that makes sense. I'm not like, you did this, and that. I'm not. For the second part of that story, One of my friends was wondering if he was being too loud because he was kind of worried about that. Then my other friend was like, don't worry, Annaje is gonna let you know if you're being too loud. And I kind of laughed because I was like, yeah, I would let you know because you asked me. Like, I would let you know because you asked me. But I also wanted to tie this into a third part. I'm learning to not care about what other people think, and that is in the regards of being in public. And what I mean by that is the word embarrassing. Embarrassing things in public, like embarrassing stuff in public. In the past, and past like friendships and stuff, I would be like, stop dude, people are around. And they'd be like, who cares? And they were right, who cares? Something I've learned, and I just wanted to tie this in, like just an extra little thing in this. I just like to talk. Just like an extra little thing, I guess, is just like, in that case where they're saying like, I would let them know if they're being too loud, it wouldn't come on, it wouldn't be in a way of like, I'm embarrassed, shut up. If I'm embarrassed, it's not your fault. Does that make sense? Hold on, does that make sense? Of course, every scenario and every case is different, but if someone is expressing joy, if someone is having fun, if someone is being themselves in public where people can see, if someone is just existing and having the time of their life, I have no right to be like, shut up. Stop, you're embarrassing yourself. That ruins their fun. That ruins their joy. Who are you to do that to somebody? And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I've never done that. I'll be honest, I feel like I've done that before. Not the shut the fuck up part. I'm dramatic. But I might have been like, dude, like, relax. I'm like, dude, tone it down. But I have no right to say that. And I, oh my God, there's a moth in here. I hate that. There's a moth in here. Love that. Anyway, but that's just a little side thing. So when you're being selfish, I want to properly clarify what I mean by being selfish and all that type of stuff. Being selfish doesn't mean rain on somebody's parade. It doesn't mean ruin somebody's fun. It doesn't mean this and that. That's just being a bad friend. That's just being a bad person. Being selfish does not equate to being a bad person. Being selfish, in my opinion, in my definition, and the reason I'm making this video, how selfish you are shows how much you love yourself. I really believe that. I really think how selfish you are really holds weight with how much you love yourself. And that's why I wanted to make this video. It really isn't me being like, be mean. Don't be a mean person. The golden rule, babe. It's important for a reason. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. And I know that's not always the case, but that's a whole different video. Maybe I'll make a video on that if we're doing old lessons, whatever. This is something I feel very strongly about. You can be selfish. You can say no. You can be alone. You can be by your, okay, bars. You can be by yourself. You can just take time for you. A selfish thing that I did, relating to my last video, you can go watch it. I quit my job for me to try to pursue things, and I will say no to hanging out with people because I'm tired and I don't want to, and I will say no to do this, and I'll say no to do that, and I'll say no to whatever. And the people that didn't understand are no longer in my life. And in the past, if I didn't understand, I grew to understand. And another thing when I make videos, because like, yes, I make music. And maybe I'll make music related content, but like I really just like to talk and I wanted an outlet to do that. And I want to be just honest, and I can't tell you to grow if I haven't showed you how much I have. I just can't do that. I used to not be selfish. I used to be chronic people pleaser. I used to not stand up for myself. And I had to stand up for myself a lot. My friends were not treating me the way that I wanted to be treated. They were not putting in effort for me. They were not being understanding that I'm working 40 hours a week and I'm tired, and I used to work at Disneyland. It's draining. You don't get to not talk to people. You don't get to shut up. You don't get to this and that. You don't get to do that. And I'm trying to navigate all of this, and I have to do all this type of stuff. It's just like, if you are friends with somebody, the first thing that you need to do is be understanding. I really think that should be like one of the top priorities, is to just be understanding. And the second that I stood up for myself, hold on, scratch that, flip it, reverse it. I watched Wonka, by the way, 10 out of 10 movie. I loved it. Controversial. My mom said that it was better than the other two. Fight in the comments. Please fight in the comments. I need more like engagement so my video does well. But like, the second I worked on myself, the second I started to love myself was in 2022. It wasn't the start, but it was definitely the second I started to work out, care about myself, journal, manifest, light incense, just take care of myself because I love me enough to do that. I realized how shitty I was being treated, and I dropped a lot of people. And that's another thing of being selfish. Point number 3, the last point. Maybe there'll be another point I pull out of my fucking ass because I really like to talk and I can just talk forever. Being selfish might require you to leave people behind. It might require you to drop people, or you might end up getting dropped by people, and that's okay. I really, like, as somebody that has lost a lot of friends, and I know that'd be like, what did you do? I'll tell you. Started loving myself and realizing that nothing was getting reciprocated. I will always take responsibility for the things I did wrong. Always. I will never sit here and be like, I didn't do anything wrong. That's not true. Like, things don't work out with people people because you have different ideals, you have different ideas of friendship, you have this and that. I had friends that were 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10 years that ended, and that's okay. Obviously I was sad in the moment when everything happened, but as time goes on I realized that they were never meant to be in my life because I never crossed paths with them again after everything had happened. Never. And yeah, I think about these people time to time, and there's some people where I'm like, damn, I really wish you were still in my life, but does it really matter that much? Is it that deep? If you're meant to be in somebody's life, then you're meant to be in somebody's life, and you can have a fallout with somebody, then rekindle that friendship. Of course that can happen. But when you're being selfish, I want you to know that not everybody's gonna receive it that well. But I also want you to take into account the way people think about you is a reflection of how they think about themselves. Like I said prior, everyone's definition of friendship can be different. My friends that I have right now, I don't have to text them every day. I don't have to see them every week, and I don't have to do this and that and the third. I just know that if they need me, I'll be there, and if I need them, they'll be there, and we can still have these moments of hanging out and talking like I haven't spent 2 months not seeing them because of whatever. Especially when you grow up. I'm 22. I remember my siblings, I have 3 siblings, they're all older than me. I'm the youngest. They'd always tell me when I was growing up in school, they'd be like, these people aren't gonna be your friends forever. And I went, you're stupid, you're lying. They were right. I only have one friend from high school. And he has been, and he's not even from high school, he's from junior high. And he has been in my life for 10 years. This year would make it 10 years. Yeah, he's been in my life for 10 years and I love him. Side note, I'm pan, so I like everybody in their moments. You can be friends with the opposite gender. Nothing else has to come from it. And if you are unable to do that, it's a problem with you. It's not a problem with society. Anyway, hot take. But we have like nagged each other, or he has been, we'll be honest, I've had to have a conversation with him to be like, you cannot hold it against me that I can't hang out. You can't. Because he would do this thing where I'd say I can't hang out, like I'm unable to because I would have work. Like it's not even like I want a day off, it's like I have work, I cannot hang out, I cannot see you, I'm unable to. He would then like later in conversation be like, well, you didn't want to come, and I had to tell him because I got really pissed off. And this is me being selfish, this is me standing up for myself, this is me expressing my feelings, this is me communicating because this is not okay. I told him, it's not that I don't want to see you, I want to see you, I love seeing you, I'm hanging out with you right now because I'm able to. It's because I physically can't hang out with you, it's because I cannot see you. And we've had that conversation, we've had a lot of conversations as of like we've been friends for this long, we've had all this stuff happen last year. Time will test the waters for sure. After communication, he understands and I understand when he can hang out. Nothing is ever personal, by the way. I don't know if it's like an overrated book, I really don't think so. I'd really recommend reading the 4 Agreements. I like learned a lot from reading that book. If you're on that journey of growth and self-improvement, I would highly recommend starting with the 4 Agreements. Like it's not personal, and the reason I had a falling out with certain friends is because they took it personally when I couldn't see them and when I couldn't hang out with them. In that specific situation I'm talking about, we ended up drifting and like other stuff kind of happened, but like they were asking for stuff and I wasn't giving, but they weren't doing the stuff that they were asking for, and that's me on my end. And when everything kind of happened, I kind of felt more relieved because I felt like I didn't have to change the way that I am for anybody. I felt like I had to keep asking for the way that I wanted to be loved, and they had to keep asking for how they wanted to be loved, and just it wasn't reciprocating on both ends. But I just want you to know, I want to give you a warning, and not everybody is going to be understanding, and not everybody is going to be supportive of you and what you're doing for yourself, and not everybody is going to understand that you might need the time to ignore everybody and put your phone down to pursue your dream or to work for the things that you really want to work for. And that is selfish too, is taking the time to do this when you could be out with people, or you could do this and that. Be selfish with how you spend your time and your energy, okay? I don't know anything, but anything is possible. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will see you hopefully on Thursday. I'm so happy that we met, and I hope I get to see your beautiful face a different day. Be selfish. I know change is scary, and I know losing people is scary, but the best thing that you can do for yourself is love yourself, and I mean that. I had a wonderful time talking to you. Thanks for watching.